The power of the media to control what you see and hear is the biggest psychological weapon ever invented in human history. If what you believe to be true is a lie, then your whole view of the world is completely false.
Hey guys, today is what I call the Saturday night special. For no apparent reason, it's nothing special about tonight. It is Saturday night, but I thought it was a catchy little title. Now what we're going to be talking about in this little segment is basically one of my favorite topics to talk about, which is the lying, corrupt media that pretty much tries to sway our opinion in any way they choose. And today Trump had his rally in Oklahoma. It's the first one since this massive outbreak, pandemic, scamdemic, plandemic that has taken over the world. Now, one of the titles from the Globe and Mail: Trump comeback rally features empty seats and coronavirus infections. Now, whether you agree with that statement is not the point. What I'm trying to bring to light is the ridiculous hypocrisy, the ridiculous just lying of everything. They sway the general population any way they want simply by how they write their news articles, and most of the time they're completely lying. And contrary to popular belief, I'm not on board with Trump 100%. Some of the reasons that attracted me to like him was basically his personality. And you might be rolling your eyes, but basically I like him because he's not a career politician. He doesn't speak in a refined, polished verbiage. The way he converses with people and the way he interacts with people is basically like a rough trucker, and that's why I like him. I like him because to me, he's like a no bullshit personality. I'm not saying that he's not lying or nothing, just the way he calls out people, calls out the media, just calls out people is the way I would like to call out these politicians if I had the opportunity. The way I like to call the media if I had a wide scale presence like he does, where he's able to reach millions of people and pretty much call out people who completely BS anything, and he pretty much says it right to them. And they try to fight back with more lies, but at the end of the day, if you can see through the lies, I almost find it comedic. It's to me, it's an ongoing comedy show that I've been able to witness every single day for the last 5 years. I find it amazingly hilarious when he calls out all these scumbags in politics. Not saying he's the best president out there. There is no best president, because really they're all garbage, they're all puppets. Is Trump a complete puppet? He doesn't seem like he's the same amount of a puppet as other presidents in the past. But the point of this video is just to point out, like, just the blatant lies. Like, for instance, when you talk about the George Floyd protests, many of them actually turned out into riots. Meanwhile, the media would call them out as peaceful protests. They would never discuss the issues of having sometimes thousands, tens of thousands, sometimes 100,000 people protesting. They never talk about the possibility of coronavirus outbreaks at those events. But as soon as Trump has one event, the media is full blast, just going in there saying staph infections, COVID-19, this and that. I don't even care if it's real or not. I just find it hilarious. I find it inside. I don't laugh out loud usually, but I just think it's funny inside. The way they lie and just their hatred for this man makes me laugh. I find it fantastic. I fucking love it. The way they put everything they can into trying to beat this person, President Trump, Donald Trump, the red-faced retard or orange-faced retard, Halloween man, pumpkin man, whatever you want to call him. I don't give a shit. But it's hilarious. It's awesome that these pieces of shit media and all these phony career politicians on the left and some on the right and all these different world leaders and celebrities who all despise him are being called out for their crap. And to me, I love it. I want them to continue burying a hole for themselves, because most of the time, every single news article I read, if you just look at it from the left-hand side, for instance, this example I gave you where they're saying Trump, he has empty seats at his rallies. Meanwhile, Joe Biden at his last rally had like, what I read was 6 or 7 people, which that's just awesome. So Trump he has empty seats, but really I think he was supposed to have close to 1 million people at his rally. I'll have to check if those facts are completely true, at least in the hundreds of thousands. And he's got COVID-19 staph infections. But then you look at that article, you're like, well, wait a minute here. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there were hundreds of thousands of people protesting all over the world. No one's worried about COVID-19. No one's worried about anything. They're calling most of these people protesters. Meanwhile, cities are burning across America, and that's not a problem. Like, if this is not comedic right now, I don't know what is. And even though all the seriousness of the world and the decay and the gargantuous lies being perpetrated in mainstream media to uphold their power and their fear that they're losing these power, these people in the shadows, the deep state, whatever you want to call them, New World Order, Illuminati, I don't care what you call them, but really they're just pieces of corrupt crap who want to run and control the world, and they will basically drive the whole world economy into the ground if need be. And that's exactly what they're doing with coronavirus. But their threat is Donald Trump. And I don't care if you love him, I don't care if you hate him. But the point of this video is to show you that they are screaming in the shadows right now, trying to get this man out of power. And they're doing everything they can to bring him down, and nothing is working. Everything they've tried, from colluding with Russia and what is it, quid pro, what the hell was it? I forget that. It was a Ukrainian scandal. What else was there? He's racist, sexist, and these things just keep going on and on. He's a pedophile, he's a sexual predator, and on and on. And all this stuff, if you look into it, most of this stuff is actually coming from people from the left, if you do any amount of homework. And like I said, regardless of if you like Trump or hate Trump, I really don't give a shit. All politicians are garbage, including Trump. Maybe he's trying to save America, maybe he's not. But we have a first row viewing to the biggest shit show the world's ever seen. Because before Trump was ever running for office, everything was pretty quiet. You never heard too much about politics when Obama was in power, simply because the people running the show were happy with the way things were going, because of course Obama is on their side and he's helping to run the show exactly the way they want. But now, from what I can see, it looks like Trump is putting a kink in everything, and that's why there's so much hatred towards the man. Now, regardless, like I said, if you believe that he is racist, he is this, he is that, you simply have to understand, like, the media was never ever behaving in the fashion that they are in this particular time in history. They've never behaved this way as they have in the last 4 years since he stated his run for the presidency back in, 4 years ago, so we're 2015, late 2015 into 2016, and since then it's just been a barrage of negative news regarding Trump. He cannot do anything right at all. And like I said, when Obama was in power, quiet. No one said a fucking word. Nothing. This is a person he's probably the most corrupt president in U.S. presidential history, but they've never said anything negative about him, because he was their puppet, their chosen puppet. The people voted him twice, and that was good. The people behind the scenes, the deep state, the people in the shadows were happy with him, because he was selected. He was selected by the people. He was selected by the deep state, but elected by the people. This time around, President Trump was actually elected by the people and not selected by the deep state, as much as I can see. Unless he's doing some 3 or 4D chess here where I can't see exactly what's going on. But in any matter, It's a good time. This is fun to see the media, the media complex crumble right in front of our eyes. It's awesome to see, and I love seeing them squirm and sweat and try to pretty much see everything they can about this man. They're making him out to be the biggest demon the world's ever seen. Meanwhile, every single president before him has been pretty much 10 times worse of a demon than he has. And I'm talking Democratic and Republican presidents for the last 100 years, except for maybe JFK and I can't remember who else, maybe Jefferson, something like that. But anyways, he's probably he's more than 100 years ago. But at any rate, it's awesome. Let's keep this clown world going. If we're gonna go out, let's go out with a bang. I want to see the lies become amazingly huge, so ridiculous that even kindergarten students can see that the media is lying to them. That's where I want it to end up, because, like I said, they are destroying this world from every single angle. And if the media is on board with them destroying it, and if all these fucking retarded, idiotic, moronic, libtards and stupid people who think Trump is racist, he's sexist, and he's this and he's that, let's destroy this world like we've never ever seen. Let's go out with a huge bang. Because if you idiots cannot see that the media is playing you like a fiddle, let's ruin it all. Let's burn the whole fucking world down, and we'll go out with a bang while laughing. That's the only thing we can do at this point. Thank you very much for listening to my Saturday night special. Have a great fucking weekend. Fucking weekend.